globe. Wherever it lands, that's where we'll go. We'll hit up Europe, yeah, and spend some euros. Or maybe visit Berlin, the walls with the murals. This is your month, baby, sign of the Virgo. Private reservations, glasses full of Merlot. A rosé, a burgundy, traveling like turbo. Brush up on your Espanol, we're Barcelona bound, so smile. So pack your bags real good, baby, cause you'll be gone for a while. Girl, tell me how you feel. What's your fantasy? I see us on the beach down in Mexico. You can put your feet up, be my senorita. We ain't gotta rush, just take it slow. You'll be in the highlight, soaking up the sunlight. Anything you want, it's yours. I'll have you living life like you should. You say you never had it so good.
So quick, hopelessly, I'm taking a mental picture of you now. Cause hopelessly, the hopeless we have so much to feel good about. Oh, this has gotta be the good life. This has gotta be the good life. This could really be a good life, good life. I say, oh, this feeling that you can't fight. The city is on fire tonight. This could really be a good life, a good life. Oh, yeah. A good life. Good life.
Welcome SkyView Academy's class of 2019 graduation ceremony. At this time, please silence your cell phones. A friendly reminder, we have a professional photographer at the event. All photos will be made available for free to families. Please do not rush the gym floor to get pictures at any time. Please be respectful to speakers. If you need to use the restroom or leave the gym, please do so during transitions. Graduates will enter from the northeast door. Where is northeast? If you are looking at the back of the gym, it's to the left side. Before the graduates enter, administration, the board, district representatives, and faculty will enter first. There will be a pause and introduction before graduates enter. Please get ready to cheer on your graduate.
Ladies and gentlemen, SkyView Academy's class of 2019.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Brian Chastain, Head of Schools. Good morning and welcome to our students, friends, families, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, and our graduates in the class of 2019. Please rise for the singing of our national anthem and alma mater performed by our seniors in the SkyView Concert Choir. Thank you for joining us at our 5th SkyView Academy graduation ceremony. This morning we celebrate and honor the class of 2019. As we begin today's ceremony, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the people on the stage who support what it means to earn a quality experience at SkyView. When I call your name, please rise and stay standing. The Douglas County School District Board members and directors who are here today. Danny Windsor, Director of Choice Programming. David Ray, Board Member, Director, District F, President. Kevin Lung, Board Member, Director of District E. Anthony Grisano, Board Member, Director, District B. Thank you for all you do at the district level so we can provide the best education possible for our students. Thank you. Now, SkyView board members. Mr. John Zimmer, member. Mr. Narav Shah, treasurer. Ms. Ellery Veldhuizen, vice president. Mr. Jeremy Stahl, President. And of course, our SkyView leadership, Lori Bachtel, Head of Operations. Janet Worley, Middle School Principal. Mrs. Linda August, High School Assistant Principal. Mr. John L., High School Principal. Thank you. At this time, let's begin the ceremony by taking a look back with a senior video by Dan Layton.
Hey, brother, there's an endless road to rediscover. Hey, sister, know the water's sweet, but blood is thicker. Oh, if the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do. Hey, brother, there's an endless road to rediscover. Hey, sister, do you still believe in love? I wonder. Oh, if the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do. What if I'm far from home? Oh, brother, I will hear you call. What if I lose it all? Oh, sister, I will help you out. Oh, if the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do.
Check. There we go. Thanks, Dwight. Special thanks to, where are you, Dan? Well done. Well done. We will also make videos available to you if you would like those after graduation. Why on earth am I standing over here? Let's not pretend that I'm going to actually give you a speech there today. Because I'm not allowed to. Actually, like 6 months ago, I bumped into the guy from the district, and he's like, I can't wait to hear your math lesson. I'm like, do I have to do that again? So, here we go. 2 years ago, with that graduating class, we looked at exponential growth and how that applies to your lives. Last year we looked at normal distributions and bell curves. And although I didn't have most of you in math, there are many of you that were in my Algebra 2 class 4 years ago. So we're going to do some Algebra 2 today. If my assistants would help me here. And I wasn't sure if you'd recognize them, so I had them put on their uniforms for us. You can slide it all the way back. Yeah, take it up against the stage there. Thank you. You guys are awesome. So we're going to talk about we're going to talk about parabolas today. So those of you who were in my Algebra 2 class, you may have walked in at some point, and this is the heart of Algebra 2, let's face it, right? Quadratics and parabolas. And I would probably say, here's where we're going by the end of the unit. We're going to try to get to... What was funny about that? Is that you, Schumann? All right, knock it off. So this would be our goal, this would be our objective, but as you know, we would start with just the basics. So we would start very, very simply, just y equals x squared. And we would gradually work our way up through parabolas. So, quick review for all of you, in case it's been a while since you've done this. The graph of y equals x squared looks like this. Is that a surprise to anybody? You can't tell me that now. We've already printed your diplomas. Like, come on. If we put a negative sign in front of this, y equals negative x squared, you notice we get this upside down parabola. If we put a coefficient, it'll kind of stretch it out. Or if we divide, it might thin it out. And so on and so forth. Then we can translate it, move it around the axis, and it gets very interesting and very complicated. Now, who cares about parabolas? Nobody. All right, I get it. I taught math for 16 years. I get it. Nobody cares about math. But here's the interesting thing. I think there's some good parallels between what we see here and life. Every teacher knows that no student really wants to dive into the really tough stuff. I heard plenty of you grumbling and complaining about that over the years. We want to keep it as simple as possible. This is what you want to see on your tests. The basics, the simple stuff. And there's Christian doing a fist pump. That I remember from 4 years ago as well. Yes. And so, life is a lot like our approach, I think, to mathematics sometimes. We want life to remain clean and simple and straightforward and uncomplicated. We want to just sail along. We want it to be smooth. We want the easy A. But that's just not how life is it? You see, we often think that this will lead to this. That is a smiley face. Elizabeth, please don't criticize my art. We also tend to think that when we throw the negatives into life, that actually is somehow hurting us. And I'm here to tell you today that is flawed thinking. Every adult in this room will tell you that is flawed thinking. Your teachers sitting behind you, your parents sitting up there in the stands, school leaders will tell you that this is flawed thinking. This is not true. And what I would challenge you to today is think of it this way. But think of these negatives right here in life as opportunities. So those opportunities create mountains. And a mountain is your opportunity to take on a challenge. It's your opportunity to shine. Every single person in life is looking for that little mountaintop moment where we have achieved something, where we have succeeded, where we've maybe done something we've never done before. But the only way you can experience this in life is if you're willing to climb the mountain. And the only way you get the mountains in life is if you have the challenges that pop up periodically. Are you with me so far? This is the part where you'd probably take out a whiteboard in class and I would check to see if you're actually reading it. This is the part in class where I would say, Scott, we're in chapter 4, not chapter 19. Would you please pay attention? Daniel, by the way, would you please wake up? And they did sit next to each other in class. And Christian was on the other end, usually talking to the girl across the aisle. So. Are you three at least paying attention? Megan was always paying attention. She didn't like it that she was in the front row, but she was paying attention. Where are you, Megan? There you are. All right, back to some parabolas. In life, we don't just introduce the negatives, but sometimes we take on a whole lot of additional factors. Oh, you know what? Oh, I messed up. I messed up already. Sorry. My first point that I meant to make, I have to cover it up because I can't write all this stuff out. This is the first thing I want you to know, and I think it's going to pop up on the screen behind me too. No mountaintop experience in life is worth it if you're not challenged by the journey. Don't forget that. Don't ever forget that. If you're trying to if you're trying to look for the easy path in life, go a different direction. If you want true mountaintop experiences, look for challenges. All right? That's the first thing that I wanted to get across to you this morning. The second thing is this, and I had to adjust my speech after Michael gave his. And I wanted to work this in because your class is unique. And so the next thing I want to share with you is unique to who you are and who you've been over 4 years and who you need to be for the rest of your lives. Because life is like this. If we get lots and lots of challenges attacking us, we sometimes find ourselves facing these insurmountable kinds of mountains. We find ourselves kind of stuck down here at the bottom, just wondering, how on earth am I going to tackle this? How am I going to make it through this next stage of my life? But interestingly, life is like mathematics. See, with parabolas, if we don't multiply by the challenges, in fact, if we take the opportunity to sort of divide and conquer, if we bring others in on the journey with us, it takes our mountain and makes it feel a little bit more like a hill. And it gives us the opportunity to share our lives with others and let them be a part of the journey. And in many cases in life, it's the only way you'll ever be able to conquer the mountain ahead of you. As a class, you've done that very well. You've come together. You've become a unit. You've become a team. And not to steal too much from you there, Michael, but here's the second point I need you to take with you. In the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, reach out to your hood. Your hood doesn't stop today because you graduated. It's going to grow, right? There was like 7 different hoods you named in your speech, I think. I was a little frightened, to be honest with you, but. And last but not least, I'm going to be done in like 30 seconds, so here it is. And I stole this from Michael as well. Well, sort of. I was on the same path, but I told him when he came in to do his speech with me, I said, I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to use it. Because this is the stuff I truly want you to remember. Not the math lesson, not the parabolas. I want you to remember that this is what life is going to do to you. Make sure you're ready for it and you're prepared to tackle those things. And so I'm going to leave you with this thought. My assistants are going to take the whiteboard away and we're going to continue with graduation. And it was the very last thing that Michael said to you the other night, which is this. Don't ever limit your challenges in life. Challenge your limits. I'm going to say that one more time. And I'm going to walk away. And that's the last you're ever going to hear from Principal Ale. Because I'm serious. Don't limit your challenges. Have the courage to challenge yourselves for the rest of your lives. Challenge your limits. Thank you. Let's give it up for these two guys as well. Thank you, Kirk and Jason.
always knew this day would come. We'd be standing one by one, with our future in our hands. So many dreams, so many plans. Always knew after all these years, there'd be laughter, there'd be tears. Never thought I'd walk away. There's so much joy, there's so much pain, and it's so hard to say goodbye. But yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for this moment, so glad I got to know you. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph, and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Another chapter in the book. Can't go back, but you can look. And there we are on every page. It's memories I'll always save. Up ahead on the open doors. Who knows what we're heading towards? I wish you love, I wish you luck. For you the world just opens up. But it's so hard to say goodbye. But yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for this moment, so glad I got to know you. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph, and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. Every day that we had, all the good, all the bad, I'll keep them here inside. All the times that we shared, every place, everywhere, you touched my life. Yeah, one day we'll look back and we'll smile and we'll laugh, but right now we'll just cry. 'Cause it's so hard to say goodbye. Yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for these moments, so glad I got to know you. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph, and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. Na, 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 na. I'll always remember you. I'll always remember you.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the student-selected keynote speaker of the year. The staff here at SkyView know him as Chase. The students know him as the Chaz, with the OG money jacket. Please welcome to the podium Mr. Charles Ray. We won't make you wear this the whole time, but where's the photographer? Oh, there he is. Okay, here we go.
Thank you, Mr. Ale. It's just been decided that I actually will wear this the whole time. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow faculty members, Board of Directors, SkyView Academy. It is my honor to address the SkyView Academy class of 2019. This has been quite a class. A unique class, a class of great academic and personal achievement, a class of hilarity, of occasional meme making, of more than occasional yeeting. They have also been known to, whoa. This is a class of kindness and goodness, and they have been our outstanding senior leaders. Class, your teachers, and the students you leave behind will remember you by these things, and so will I. I will also remember you as a class of traditions. Now, for everybody else here today, it's a tradition at SkyView to begin all classes by sharing good things, but we had specific little traditions for every day of the week. And maybe you all didn't know that, but these guys know what I'm talking about. And lest you forget class, on Monday, you remember, we would begin class by sharing the goings-on of our weekend with one word, but not just a good word. We like to use the best. We called it One Word Weekend Good Things. And on Tuesday, we had this thing where if you had something good going on in your lives, you would raise your hand and I'd call on you, and then you'd share your good thing. No frills for that one. We just called it good old-fashioned good things. And on block days, Wednesdays and Thursdays, I would offer you with a creative challenge to share your good thing in just 6 words. This, I hoped, would prove this theory that boundaries and limitations actually help to stimulate our creativity. And we called that 6-word story Good Things. And Fridays were a little bit like Tuesdays, and no frills attached, really, except that students would lead that tradition, and we like to call it student-led good things. And on Saturdays, apparently, we gather together in the gym, surrounded by friends and family, wearing funny robes, while I say some nice words to you. And while our traditions often encouraged you to share good things in a creative or a challenging way, this strange, new, first time, last time kind of tradition presents me with a challenge, as I said before, to send you off with some nice words. And that's intimidating. It's so intimidating that it caused me a fair amount of stress when I found out you had selected me to be your speaker. I was even a little confused by this. But then I remembered. I burdened you guys with a lot of writing, from timed essays to 7-page papers, and in this twist of fate, in choosing me as your speaker, you essentially ended up assigning me a paper. Well played, class of 2019. Oh, how the turntables have. So in my panic, I did exactly what you did in my class. I instantly turned to SparkNotes. But I found nothing there, except for a multitude of Harry Potter personality quizzes to take. So after I took each one of those quizzes, I started thinking. And I have 3 things that I would like to say to you today. First, I will offer you advice. Second, I will offer you a harsh truth and a happy truth. And finally, I will leave you with the truest statement that I can think of. And first comes the advice. And it makes me nervous to give advice because that's a huge task to do, I think, especially with young people. I don't take it lightly. I know that advice is taken differently by different people. Some advice is good for some, but maybe not for others. It can be misinterpreted, it can be inadequately given, or inappropriately applied. And when it comes down to it, it takes a lot of wisdom, and I'm not sure that that's something I have yet. So after a lot of consideration, I decided the best advice that I know how to give, and that is this. Find someone much older and wiser than I am, and ask them. That was supposed to be somewhat heartfelt. Now, I've already mentioned it's a great honor to address you today, but I'm kind of a bozo. I mean, you should ask your parents for advice. Ask older people for advice. I like you, but your parents love you, and they know much more than I do, and they know much, much more about you than I ever will. And very soon you will find yourselves in situations that will test you intellectually, morally, spiritually. And in those moments, you will want a lot of different things, like comfort or distraction. But you will need none of these things more than you will need wisdom. And the scary truth is that in that moment, you will not have wisdom. But older people will. Look to them. Don't look to the media. Don't look to some self-help book or to Twitter or the lyrical stylings of Cardi B or someone equally as horrible. Because wisdom is experience, and it lies with the experienced. So seek those people out and then listen. That's the only advice I believe I can give you, and I hope it's advice that you take. Second, I will share with you a harsh truth, and then a happy truth. And the harsh truth is a little difficult for me to say, and I feel a little strange saying it, and it might be difficult for you to hear, but I ask that you bear with me for this information for life. You are not special. Now, you guys know that words mean things, so let's talk a little bit about what this word special means. It's kind of a weird one. Now, the way it's traditionally used is to signify a sense of being cut above the rest, of exceptional quality, of greatness in achievement. Special people are men like George Washington. They're women like Harriet Tubman. They are leaders and world changers like Martin Luther King and Mother Teresa. Now, based on this definition of world-changing achievement, chances are, statistically speaking, that few, if any, will achieve this mark in life. Because special is special. And maybe you will be, maybe you won't be, but I don't think that's important. Because you are already something much better than special. And this is the happy truth. You are unique. This word means unlike anything else, distinct, one of a kind. And it's difficult for us to even fathom the awesome truth of this statement. Think, there has never ever been anyone in the history of the world that is you. There have been many who are like you in some way, but there has never been you. Genetics alone proves this. Your experiences further confirm this. The decisions you've made, the people you know, your innate skills, the ones you will learn, your convictions, your faith, and all of these incomprehensible combination of factors, they fit together perfectly to create you. Or to put it more concisely in the words of Dr. Seuss, today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. And I know that's from a children's book written by some crazy hippie, but that is a very big deal. Let's think about what this means. It means there's a future out there as unique as you are. Opportunities await you all, but there are some opportunities that are fitted for you and no one else. There are a lot of problems that a lot of people can solve, but there are going to be some problems that only you are best suited to solve with your unique self. There will be a lot of people in need of help, and they can be helped by many, but there are some whom only you can reach out to. So are you special? I can tell you, you have innate value as a human. You deserve respect and the right to pursue happiness. You matter. And if you want to lump all of these truths together into the word special, that's, fine. No skin off my yogurt, But just don't forget, of greater importance is your uniqueness. It's tempting to want to be special because that brings us glory, but understanding your uniqueness, that demands responsibility. So I've given advice. I shared with you a harsh truth and a happy truth. And now I will share with you the truest statement that I can think of. And these are the words that I felt most compelled to say today. While I am wary about giving advice, I believe that this truth can serve as advice that is broad enough to apply to us all, yet specific enough to speak to each unique member of the class of 2019, and that is this. Life is so much more than the acquisition of pleasure and the avoidance of pain. History shows us this. Literature expresses this. And I believe that the soul of every human being cries out this truth to us, and that when we fail to realize this, or when we forget this, we are led to despair. Life is so much more than acquiring pleasure and avoiding pain. And I encourage you all to discover this truth as you discover yourselves in the coming years. I hope you'll be happy, but more importantly, I hope you will be good. I hope you acquire pleasure and avoid pain, but I hope that you realize and never forget that life is so much more than those things, and that you can be and can do so much greater than that. So before you're dismissed for the final time, I will tell you a little bit about my graduation address, which was 11 years ago. I don't remember any part of it. In fact, most people don't. If you ask around, most people just don't. And I haven't just forgotten my speaker's advice. I don't even remember who was speaking to me that day. So since these speeches are so difficult to hold on to, I've given you each something that you can literally hold on to. Beneath each of your seats, you will find a letter which contains some personal remarks written to each of you, along with some brief quotations of this address. Now, I have to confess real quick, Miss Brooks did something similar when she spoke in an epic graduation address 2 years ago. And by something similar, I mean like exactly the same as this. So I have to give her credit. But if we're being honest, I think she has to give Oprah credit, right? Class of 2019, pursue wisdom. Ask your elders for advice. Please learn that life is more than the acquisition of pleasure and the avoidance of pain, and don't be deceived by the illusion of special, and instead seek to answer the calling of your uniqueness. If I could conclude on a personal note, we had some good times. We had some tough times. And some days, I can tell you this now, immediately after maybe one of the more difficult classes I would have, I felt strongly tempted to just start randomly applying to different Burger Kings in the Highlands Ranch area. What's the deal with Burger King, right? And I had a handful of days like that, but my experience with you has been overwhelmingly good. And it is you that have reminded me why I feel called to teach. And it is in large part because of you that I feel that I need to be doing this for a very long time. And I thank you for that. I've been blessed by you, and I'm thankful to have been your teacher. I wish you blessings in your careers, in your personal relationships, and in life. And I cannot wait to hear what you do with your unique selves. It has been an honor, class of 2019, and despite what I said earlier, you're all special to me. Thank you all very much. Chase, stay here.
Speaking, no, keep that on, that was great. Speaking of meme making, so only at SkyView Academy do we have seniors, we encourage seniors to do senior pranks, and only at SkyView Academy are they supervised by administration the whole time. I walked into Mr. Ray's room, Dwight, and his room was covered with memes. Some not appropriate, some was really funny. So, if I can direct your attention up to the projector, we have top 8 Ray memes on the board.
Number 1, y'all are AP language, 5th period is AP bozos.
Number 7. Okay, I'm gonna launch you all with some sick commas and semicolons.
Number 6, no eating in my classroom.
Number 5. Ooh, we're gonna get all Englishy now.
Number 4, trust me, I'm a teacher, I'm smart.
Number 3. No skin off my yogurt.
Number 2, I don't look like a student. I'm old enough to be y'all's grandfather.
And number 1. I made this up in 2009 when you were all 2.
At this time, our choir and our band will perform Come So Far from the musical Hairspray. At this time, we're going to interrupt our regularly scheduled program. We have a couple of special announcements that we would like to make today.
So this year, one of our graduates earned Douglas County's Best Use of a Drone while singing to Backstreet Boys Award. Dan Layton. So actually, that did happen, but actually he earned Douglas County's Seal of Biliteracy Achievement. It's our first. So please join us in congratulating Dan Layton on his achievement.
Stay right here. DCSD High School's Seal of Biliteracy recognizes Dan's outstanding literacy in English and a second language. It is an honor and accomplishment that benefits him long-term from graduation and beyond. Dan has earned this distinguishment by maintaining a minimum of a 3.0 in English language arts, achieving a proficient score on the English portion of the SAT, and by earning an exemplary score on his World Language AP exam. Congrats, Dan. I have here in my hand, we have a second announcement. I have here in my hand a letter that reads, "Confidential notice to the principal of SkyView Academy." You laugh, but I get these frequently. Usually, I'm being notified by the district or law enforcement of something that had happened. But, and Sydney, I know what you're thinking, but no, this is not because you brought a steak knife to school during lunch. That happened to be found by the SRO later in the day. No, this letter actually happens to be incredibly good news. Unfortunately, the contents of this letter are not to be announced until June 5th. Unless we choose to recognize the student at our school's graduation ceremony. This year, SkyView is proud to announce our first ever National Merit Scholarship winner, Miss Valerie Kakos.
The National Merit Scholarship begins with approximately 1.6 million students who enter the program. Only 1% become semifinalists. Of those 16,000 semifinalists, 7,500 are chosen as National Merit Scholarship winners. 4,000 of those awards are college-sponsored merit scholarships. And this year, Valerie is the winner of the National Merit Kenyon College Scholarship. Congratulations, Valerie.
You really thought I was going to leave you hanging on that one, didn't you? At this time, it is our privilege to present the class of 2019 salutatorian. He is not only an incredibly hardworking student, but he's one of the most charming young men I've ever met. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Michael Swing.
As salutatorian, where are you going? I never know where to stand. As salutatorian, Michael made a speech at senior dinner 2 nights ago. In his speech, he said he was so focused on that 4.0 average that a 96 on an assignment freaked him out. Yet, what he realized is that what's more important to his high school experience is this graduating class. That the connection and experience he's had with all of you is the most important thing that he walks away with. That's sweet, Michael, it really is. I think that if you didn't finish with a 4.0, you would have lost your mind, freaked out, accidentally called SWAT, and probably cried a little. So it's a good thing you're standing here with a heavy gold medal on your chest. Congratulations.
Oh, I don't know, Linda, with all the things that we're celebrating this morning, I kind of think we should just skip the valedictorian thing and keep moving. What do you think? No? All right, all right. Now it's truly an honor for us to introduce you to the class of 2019 valedictorian, Miss Aliyah Godoy.
So when Mr. Ale and I told Aliyah she was the valedictorian, she looked shocked and then she cried. Not an ugly cry, but a beautiful, I cannot believe it, kind of gentle cry. It was kind of like a dabbing and a fan in my face kind of thing. And I'm pretty sure she stopped breathing for a few seconds. But that authentic reaction, that humility speaks to her character, which is absolutely part of the reason why she's valedictorian. Don't cry yet, cry later.
Okay, wow, this is crazy. So, hi. Before I start the speech, I'd like to thank my family, especially my mom, for always inspiring me to be the best me. I'd also like to thank my teachers and the staff at SkyView Academy for their continuous support. If it weren't for that, I wouldn't be where I am, and I would not be giving this nerve-wracking speech. Thank you. Wow, can I just say, feels extremely crazy to be up here right now. I mean, feels like just yesterday I was excited for senior year and fulfilling my ABBA dreams. You know, the song that everyone seems to be able to dance to and show off their killer moves. The one that's like, you are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Whew. Well, being at SkyView has truly allowed me to become a dancing queen, to truly feel the beat from the tambourine and be spontaneous sometimes. Sorry. And let me just say, high school has been quite a dance. As you all know, I'm a pretty shy person. Being up here is probably one of the scariest things I've ever done. I can say with all sincerity that I have never felt so much trepidation. As a freshman, I could barely talk to my friends, let alone strangers. I was starting at a new school, and high school is already pretty intimidating on its own. I mean, the most outgoing person I know was shy as a freshman. I'm talking about you, Olivia. I was most definitely not an ebullient person on the dance floor. I stuck to the outskirts like I was taught in middle school. Transitioned into sophomore year, and I was still extremely shy. I mean, I made more friends, but I was still as quiet as ever. I started managing the baseball team and getting more involved, but that wasn't a lot. I mean, still didn't talk to a lot of people. I was even voted the most quiet baseball manager. True story. I started gravitating towards the dance floor, but stuck to the safety of nodding my head along to the music. However, junior year, I got involved in theater, and by doing so, I began to grow, and I continued on through senior year. The friendships I formed in theater and the confidence and skills I learned as Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the sky, they all taught me how to open up. Whew. I began to actually dance and to learn the moves. Now I'm a new woman. I let loose on the dance floor without a care in the world. I just have fun. In the wise words of Michael Scott, sometimes you just have to be the boss of dancing. Not only did theater help me grow into a more confident person, but our amazing senior class opened your arms wide for this shy, nerdy girl. Sorry. And that's just it. Despite our many differences as a class, from extremely athletically inclined students, I'm looking at you, Carl and Yaw, to future Broadway stars. Speaking of which, Ryan, I'm gonna need you to sign my yearbook after this. Thanks. Brotherhoods, sisterhoods, and even neighborhoods. And the nerdiest of nerds on the planet. I can say that because I am one. We formed memories and bonds that will never break, and turned people into forces that will change the world. High school was full of ups and downs, an incredible trip to Soda Lake, a couple painful sunburns, looking at you, Caitlin, practically perfect theater productions, some extremely successful sports seasons. Palms is a sport. Maybe some rougher sports seasons, some demanding big idea projects, stressful assignments, even late night FaceTiming that ultimately ended in sarcastic quips between my mom and Michael. I was too tired at that point to get involved. Slow-moving coups in AP Gov, and maybe not so slow-moving coups in AP Lit. Sorry, Miss Brooks. Groovy dances with even more groovy dance moves from the neighborhood. Shout out to Prom King Evan. Misread names, Megan, also known as Me Can't. A couple injuries. While in theater you want to break a leg, it's not ideal in soccer. A senior trip that met all of the qualifications. A roller coaster of a year, not just the ones we made in physics. Maybe some painful puns, and memories that I know I will never forget. You all played a part in breaking me out of my shell, being the music to my dance, as I believe we all were for each other, and turning me into my best dancing queen self. I will forever be grateful for all you have done for me, and I can only hope that I've provided a similar upbeat tempo for you all as well. We may not stick to the status quo, but we sure are all in this together. And despite all of the amazing things you all have done for me, life is different now. We're different now. We aren't 17 anymore. As crazy as it is, we're adults now. And I know, all that's going through my head is, what? Expectations are high, and we don't have time for dancing anymore. We're moving on to new stages in our life full of responsibility and adulting. Time to start doing dishes, laundry, cleaning, and all that lousy adult stuff. The fact of the matter is, the days of being dancing queens and kings are at an end. Our futures are full of new adventures, but also much more new accountability. It's a new day that will be full of all of the grown-up activities we were warned about as kids. No more wishing to grow up because we're here. But hang on a second. Just because we're growing up doesn't mean the dancing's over. We're not done dancing. We're just learning new moves. The music hasn't stopped, we're just hearing new songs. We haven't lost our rhythm, we're just adjusting to new tempos. Our teachers, parents, friends, family, pets, maybe even pets that love your friends a little bit more than you, and loved ones, they all got us here, to this moment. They built our foundation, our dance floor. But don't forget, you all brought yourselves here too. You decided to learn the moves. We still are dancing queens and kings. We may not be 17 anymore, but We will dance, we will jive, and man, will we have the time of our lives. Class of 2019, we did it.
Alaya, when people say beautiful inside and out, that's all you. We hope that our graduates never stop dancing or singing, even if you don't think that you can, because we were at prom and we saw it. So let's start winding down so that we can wind up. There are so many incredible moments and memories that we had to have 2 videos for this class. 4 years have led up to this, and truly, madly, deeply, we hope these are the days you will remember. Special thanks to Elizabeth Liu.
These are the days I will remember. These are the faces I need most. Everything changes, but I'll keep forever. These days I will remember. These days I will remember. Still got that trophy that says second place. Still got that breakup letter from my old flame. And I know it's been too long to recall it right, but you don't forget the goodbyes, and you don't forget the good times. Still got that scar from my one and only fight. Still remember when your father left and we drove all night. And I know it's been too long to recall it right, but you don't forget the goodbyes, and you don't forget the good times. No, you don't forget the goodbyes, and you don't forget the good times. These are the days I will remember. These are the faces I need most. Everything changes, but I'll keep forever. These days I will remember. These days I will remember. Still got that blanket from when you were born. That night love hit me like a heavy storm. And I know it's been too long to recall it right, but you don't forget the goodbyes, and you don't forget the good times. No, you don't forget the goodbyes, and you don't forget the good times. These are the days I will remember. These are the faces I need most. I'll keep forever. These days I will remember. These days I will remember. These are the days I will remember. These are the faces
Liz, what I appreciate the most about that video is that there isn't any footage of man palms, so thank you. All right, class of 2019, you ready? I need you to stand. Christian and Dan, help me out. They're so confused that their diploma is actually happening. Graduates, as a friendly reminder, and to the crowd as well, we do have a photographer here. Make sure you look great in your photo. As you exit the stage, please shake hands with all these amazing people that have supported your education here at SkyView. Isaac John Bolin. Jillian Hope Brockman. Olivia Marie Brown. Joseph Peter Chambers. Kaylee Rochelle Charlton. Cajun Viola Sarah Close. Scott Taylor Klausing. Sean Andrew Cousins. Madeline Elise Darby. Hannah Peyton Dempsey. Caden Sierra Dove. James Thomas Etten. Demi K. Federico. I think Mr. Ale just pranked you. Claudia Chantal Flores. Caleb Allen Gildehouse. Carl Jarpich. That's right, band. Thank you for doing that. Alaya Marie Godoy. Caitlin Marie Hoffenbrettel. Ryan John Hansen. Andrea Marie Herrera. Tate Howard. Valerie Caroline Kakis. Diana Vadimovna Karapetian. Kaylee Marin Kinney. Ethan Michael Klukert. Taryn Ilona Clem. Madison Janine Knox. Clarice Kathleen Coleman. Dan Layton. Dang it, Carl. Jessica Lennon. Christian James Lopez. Elizabeth May Liu. Maeve Elizabeth McDonald. Jackson Robert Medlin. Natalia Jolynn Miller-Forrest. Evan Finley Moran. Daniel Orbanon. Peyton Amanda Hollings. Lawrence Andrew Pippin. Jade Elizabeth Sha Wu Rasmussen. Allison Jade Renner. Anjali Catherine Rodriguez. Ashley Rodriguez. Carta Renee Roundtree. Emily Jane Scott. Sydney Ann Smith. Madeline Catherine Sree. Sammy Elizabeth Swanson. Joseph Michael Swing. Charles Judge Templeton. Megan Rain Thompson. Christian Guang Zui Tran. Joseph Manuel Vargas. Taylor Ann Willett. Hannah Grace Wolfmueller. Sydney Nicole Wyatt. Get it together. Celeste R.C. Zavala. Put that back on. We got time. No, stop. This is what education is. If you don't get it right, you keep trying, right? That's right. You see how your principal doesn't give up on you? Okay, Jeremy Stahl, board president, will confer your diplomas, AKA declare that you are done with high school.
Members of the class of 2019, with the authority granted to me as the board president of SkyView Academy and the Douglas County School District, I hereby declare that you, the class of 2019, have successfully completed the academic, service, leadership, and character requirements of SkyView Academy and are officially high school graduates. Congratulations. Please stand and turn your tassels from left to right.